Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. Hope you're having a great day, great week, all that kind of good stuff. Today, I wanted to talk about knives, or not even knives, right? Just I want to talk about buyer's remorse, I guess. I guess especially when you collect something like knives, I'm sure there are times when you buy something and you're like, um, either because of the way it was made or just kind of the way it feels in your hand, you're just kind of like, yeah, this isn't. I wish I wouldn't have bought this. It happens with everything. It's not just this, right? I'm sure it happens with cars, happens with decisions, right? You have regrets, not just buyer's remorse, but regrets, right? Um, but I want to talk about two instances today, or two reasons why I've had buyer's remorse. Um, I think there's two generally, right? I think there's you buy something and you realize it wasn't made the way you thought it was, or with the amount of quality that you thought it should have been, or the attention to detail. And I think there's other times when you buy something and you're just like, hey, this just doesn't fit me. So I want to talk about those two instances for me, because I haven't had a ton of regrets. I haven't had a ton of buyer's remorse with all the knives that I've bought. I find redeeming qualities with most 99% of them. These two, however, I don't. Just want to talk about these two a little bit. Like I said, there's two reasons. This one is because of the way it was made, and this one was just because of the way it kind of just feels in my hand. Let's start with this one. Now, I've done shorts on both of these. I just felt like, today I was going to just have a little more of a conversation about why. Now, full disclosure with this knife, this is the Remet Rhino. Full disclosure, when I bought this knife and after I'd had it a while, I wrote a review on it, and Remet contacted me and gave me all of my money back. And also said, just keep it, because if it's a crappy knife, we don't want it either, pretty much. But this ended up being a free knife. And also since then, they've redid this knife. And everybody who has reviewed this knife, the Remet Rhino, since it's been kind of redone, they've been happy with it. So all that to say that with this particular knife, from what I understand, if you buy one now, it's not this knife, and it's much higher quality. So what's wrong with this knife? Well, we'll start with the scales. If you see, they're like I think they're like a G10, I believe. Then if you look at, I don't know if you can see that white color. I have no idea. I have no idea where it came from. Won't come off. So that was the very first thing off the bat, opening the box. Then the second thing is, well, that number one, it has one of the most underwhelming. It's weak. The action is awful. And then secondly, this thing, if you can see it, because it's hard to do it because you got to hold one hand. This thing is very, very loose. If you can see it there, if you look right here, you can just see how loose it is. And that's side to side. That's up and down. That's every which direction. I have tried to fix it, and that's another issue with this knife, is that it does not have a captive pivot collar, right? So you have to have two wrenches on each side, and it has not gotten any better. It's not gotten any worse, but it hasn't gotten any better. This is just a knife I wish I wouldn't have bought, right? So that's one. And then this is the other one. This is the Artisan Cutlery Ahab. Both of these knives actually were on sale, right? I think both of these knives I got, I don't know, $10 to $20 off or whatever. Now this one pops open pretty good. Actually, I don't mind the blade shape. It's got this kind of harpoon blade, but when I bought it, I didn't realize how thin it was. It's an extremely thin knife. There isn't much. It's very smooth. There's just not much to hold on to. I just don't feel this knife just isn't for me, And And that's one of the things when you buy most of your knives online, you're kind of, you're guesstimating, you know what I mean? I want to try to clean this blade off a little bit. You're kind of guesstimating on whether it's going to be a knife that's going to, well, I don't know, that you're going to enjoy, right? Because that's what it's all about. You want to buy something that you like. And this has just been a knife that's just, there's nothing wrong with a knife. It's AR RPM 9, which, that's had its controversies, but I mean, for what I use it for, it works fine. It has a good snap when you pop it out. The liner lock works great. No lefty clip, but you know what, you can complain about a lot of knives about that, including this one. But that's not the end of the world, right? I knew that when I bought it. I bought it anyway because I really love the shape of this blade. But once I got it, held it in hand, it's like, man, I wish I wouldn't have bought this knife. So I guess those are just some things that you just deal with, right? When you consume things, when you buy things, that's just something that happens. So I was wondering what you guys' thoughts are. Have you ever had knives where you bought them, or anything where you bought them and you've been like, I just wish I wouldn't have done that. Let me know in the comments. I appreciate all you guys. Have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.